So we're using this great power not to pursue conflict, but to really preserve, and I mean in the truest sense of the word, preserve peace. We have this tremendous military, and you know what that is? That's really a great fighting force, but I hope we never have to use it. I really do. You saw an example. You saw an example of that a couple of days ago. So we seek friends, not enemies, but if you dare to threaten our citizens, you do so at your own grave peril.
The president earlier tonight at his rally in Toledo, Ohio, making it unmistakably clear to America's enemies that as long as he is the commander-in-chief, he intends to use the greatest military on the face of the earth, protecting the greatest citizenry on the face of the earth, the most generous people on the face of the earth. Earlier today, the president called on all Republicans to oppose crazy Nancy Pelosi and her war powers resolution. And although the House voted for the purely symbolic, non-binding resolution, not every Democrat supported it. We should also note many legal scholars say the War Powers Act is unconstitutional. I agree with them. I agree with John Bolton. It infringes on the president's powers as commander-in-chief. Article 2 powers. Joining us now with reaction, House Minority Whip Steve Scalise, House Oversight Committee member, Freedom Caucus member, founder Mark Meadows, House Intel Committee ranking member Devin Nunes. By the way, Devin Nunes would be the guy whose report was vindicated and proven 100% correct, and the compromised congenital liar was proven to lie again. Take a bow, Congressman Nunes. You deserve it, because you took a lot of heat and you told the American people the truth.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, and thanks for all your viewers and all your help through the last 3 years. Appreciate it.
And the guy that is in the box next to you on our television set, Mark Meadows and his Freedom Caucus, and Jim Jordan and Gates and Ratcliffe and all those guys, they had your back. Correct, Mark Meadows?
We did. We had his back, mainly because he had the president's back and he had the truth on his side. Enough with the lies from Adam Schiff. It's time that we get about the business, the people's business, and support this president.
And I have a bone to pick with Mark Meadows tonight. I did not like his little announcement he snuck up on us towards the end of the year. I'm not standing by that decision. Steve Scalise, I got to give you credit, and Kevin McCarthy credit. You put Jim Jordan when you needed him on the Schiff Show committee. You guys have had the president's back. You've been standing for truth against a lack of due process and everything in between. Good for you, too.
Well, thanks, Sean. And you saw Jim do a great job. Devin, of course, getting that information out, the facts out from the very beginning, staying focused on the facts. Look, they started with this hope that they would find a crime, and President Trump didn't commit a crime. President Trump didn't do the things they lied and accused him about, and yet they still impeached him anyway. It was disgraceful. There is a personal vendetta. You can see that Nancy Pelosi and her liberal lieutenants have used to carry out and continue on with this witch hunt. But you know what? The American people have abandoned them. The American people are tired of that kind of personal attack style. They like that President Trump's gotten the economy back on track, and now that he's keeping us safe. And he took out one of the most brutal terrorists in the history of our country, and he should be commended for it. They should be backing him like we all backed Barack Obama when he took out Osama bin Laden. We disagreed with him on a lot of other things, but he got it right with bin Laden. President Trump got it right with Soleimani. The world is a better place with him removed.
You know, Devin, I look back and I looked at your memo, and February 2018, McCabe testified FBI wouldn't have sought a FISA warrant without the dirty dossier that Hillary paid for, the Russian dossier. You were proven right. You were proven right on everything in your memo. Now, I noticed that they want to put a 33-year veteran that the FBI didn't think was lying, but made him plea, or else they were going to go after his kid, and he fell on the sword for his family, General Flynn. But yet, lack of candor, Comey, McCabe, the rest of them, nothing's happened yet. Why is that? Do we have a dual justice system?
Well, we have Durham still going, so let's hope that we actually do. The guys that perpetrated these crimes on the American people and on the Trump campaign and so many Americans that were involved in politics, that should have never happened. Hopefully they're brought to justice. But I will say, you know, we just don't know at this point what's going to happen to General Flynn. I guess the question is, it's a matter of law. Can he withdraw his guilty plea or not? And I don't know. That's a legal question. And I know the judge has tried to get him to withdraw the guilty plea. I don't know where he is, if in the process, whether he can or he cannot, and then what happens there. But I just don't know why the Department of Justice would go back now after all of this, and why not? They could just drop this case. And I know it's tough to do, but the prosecutors, I guess, don't want to do it.
I didn't think he lied. I will say this. All of you, I would try very hard to get you to give me information. A lot of you guys wouldn't give me the information. I still hold a little resentment because that's the kind of, I'm a talk show host. We do that sort of thing. Mark Meadows, one question that you would always answer, and you wouldn't tell me facts, but I'd say, am I over the target? Because I want to tell my audience the truth. I want to get this story right. We were right the whole time, and I think we're going to be proven further right. What do you think?
Well, you're going to be proven further right. John Durham is doing a great job getting to the bottom of it. But what we must remember is that we need to make sure that there's not two standards, one for Hillary Clinton and one for Donald Trump. He's been really assaulted by my Democrat colleagues today on the House floor. They embraced terrorists instead of supporting him. We didn't have 4 dead Americans in the Baghdad embassy because this president decided to act.
All right, let's have a vote. Going to be very fair. Who votes that Mark Meadows better stay in the game? I vote yes.
Yes.
Devin,
I'm going to stay in the game. I'll stay in the game.
Not too late,
I'm
Mark.
going to fight from a different vantage point.
If you stay in the game, I'll get you a get-out-of-jail-free card. Because right now you're in Hannity prison, and that's not a good place to be. I have 4 hours a day to be mean. All right, thank you guys. Great job.